Caiden Cowger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It is great to have you with us. So, I tell you, I am such a failure at vacationing. I am a failure. I came down here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for vacation, and I ended up getting here, and first thing I hear, turning the radio on to 101.5 WXMB, our Myrtle Beach affiliate, hear the clearest Christian talk radio station just right before we get to Conway, South Carolina. I was just completely amazed by the strength of this thing because the WXMB station is an LP-FM, and what LP stands for is low power FM radio. But I tell you, it is a very competitive station. It reaches, because we were driving up along the coast, it reaches Garden City, reaches Surfside, then it reaches Myrtle Beach, and parts of North Myrtle Beach, of course. It just is a great station. And I couldn't believe it coming down here, listening to it for the first time, because last time I came, they didn't have everything set up yet. They were still working on getting their main computer established to broadcast and stream everything. But it's just absolutely remarkable, the station that they have. I was so excited to hear it, and so amazed at the professionalism, and it's just a great station. It sounds as good as K-Love or any of the other Christian radio stations that you have, except better, because, you have Pastor Ron on it and me. So anyway, guys, I tell you, like I said, I'm a failure at vacationing. I decided to do a show down here, and I'm probably going to end up doing more. I was talking with Pastor Ron and Patrick, his brother, who's also very involved with Calvary Chapel in the Myrtle Beach area and WXMB-FM. And LPFM. And anyway, I'm probably going to be covering the Republican convention next week as it's going on. But one of the things that is coming up here that I just got an alert from Fox News on is that apparently you're going to have Donald Trump announcing somewhere on like Friday of who he believes his vice presidential pick is going to be. Now, you could see that happen, or you could see him basically say and tell the media, well, you know what? I know I said I was going to do it today, but we're just going to wait and do it at convention. Now, I don't know what he's going to do. There's a good chance that he's going to do it on Friday, but I would not be surprised if he just waits and decides to do it at the convention, because that's originally what he said before. But, the mainstream media has the attention span of a puppy, and they don't, remember that sort of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes ahead and announces his vice presidential pick on Friday. But, it's possible, and more than likely he will, but I would not be surprised if he decides to change that around and instead do it at the Republican convention, because that's what he said he was going to do before, but we'll see. And of course, it'd bring in ratings, and we all know how much Donald Trump likes ratings. So anyway, and that's what we have, the article here from ABC. ABC News reported that Donald Trump is set to announce his pick for vice president on Friday in New York, and that's what he tweeted out tonight, as the search appears to have whittled down to three main prospects. You have Mike Pence, you have Newt Gingrich, and you have somebody else that I don't know where it is in the article. But anyway, go ahead and read it here for you. It says, first up is Governor Mike Pence, Trump's children, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump, and her husband, Jared Kushner, and campaign chair Paul Manafort joined Trump Sr. at Pence's home in Indiana this morning. And this article was released. When was this article released? It was released on the 13th, so that would have been Wednesday. So he met with Pence on Wednesday. Sources told ABC News that Donald Trump Sr. was not supposed to stay in Indiana last night and was scheduled to fly to New York with Pence in tow, but after his plane had some mechanical issues, he and his team were forced to spend the night after a rally in Westfield where he was introduced by Pence. Eric Trump was already with his father in Indiana, but sources tell ABC News that Trump Sr. had the rest of his family fly out this morning for the meeting. The pair met after the rally, and sources said that they had a very good chat, though no offer was made to the governor at that point. Later on Wednesday, the next contender, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, who was publicly announced that he would be vetted for the job, flew into Indianapolis, meeting with Trump at the Conrad Hotel. Later, Senator Jeff Sessions, that's the other guy, also flew in to meet with the presumptive Republican nominee. Sources told ABC News that Trump views Sessions as an advisor, not so much as a vice presidential candidate. On the third top contender, you have Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, the one that prevented all the people from going on the Bridgegate. Anyway, ABC News confirmed that he is being vetted. Christie met with Trump along with his children, according to a senior party official. So that's what we have going on. You have Pence, you have Gingrich, and you have Christie. Now, more than likely, if I could guess here, it's probably going to be Newt Gingrich. I would not be surprised if it was Newt. Now, for those of you who are not all that familiar with Mike Pence, because I know you probably know who Newt Gingrich is because the man's been involved in politics for years, but if you don't know who Mike Pence is, he is a pretty good governor. He's a socially conservative, physically conservative. He's a very decent guy. He's a father of a Marine, and he is very outspoken, and he would make a good vice presidential pick. But personally, in my opinion, if you're looking for somebody to go up against the Clintons, your best option would more than likely probably be Newt Gingrich, because Newt Gingrich, as many of you know, has had a lot of experience battling the Clintons, has regularly battled the Clintons when he was, of course, Speaker of the House, but they balanced the budget. So, that's somebody that knows how to get stuff done. The Clintons are afraid of him. They're terrified of Newt Gingrich. And so is the Democratic Party. Because if you get Newt Gingrich and you get Donald Trump on the same ticket, you have a debate team like you've never seen before. Because Newt Gingrich is absolutely awesome at debates. He is great at debates. We played for you that clip of where they tried to accuse Newt Gingrich of having an open marriage with one of his previous wives. And that was CNN's John King. And this was at a Republican presidential debate after Newt Gingrich, I believe, had won South Carolina. Or it was when the debate was in South Carolina. Matter of fact, I think it was a debate that was held here in Myrtle Beach, actually. But anyway, Newt Gingrich was having this debate, and John King from CNN asked him if he had an open marriage with his first wife. And he said, I find it absolutely despicable that would be the first question that you would ask in a Republican presidential debate. And the crowd just went wild, and he went on to just completely belittle John King and made him look like an absolute idiot. And of course, at the same time, he said that the open marriage thing was false. It was fake. And his children said that it was fake. People who knew him and his wife at the time of their marriage said that that was fake, that he never wanted an open marriage, that he was not that type of person, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, that's what was uttered there. And Newt Gingrich just wiped the floor with John King because it was an appropriate question to ask, especially in a Republican, especially for the first question. But anyway, so that you had that incident. You had where Juan Williams in the Fox News Republican presidential debate tried to make it out like Newt Gingrich hated black people because he called Obama the food stamp president, so that automatically meant that he hated black people. That's Juan Williams' logic. But it's really just absolutely pathetic what they have tried to do to Newt ever since he got involved in politics. And Newt Gingrich has handled himself really well. He's been in the public view for several years, and he's held up against media scrutiny. So he made Juan Williams look like a complete joke right there at the Fox News debate. And of course, we played both of those audio bits for you right here on this show. So there you go. But anyway, guys, Newt Gingrich would be a good choice. Of course, the other guy would be a good choice too, Mr. Pence, Governor Pence. Jeff Sessions, I like Jeff Sessions, but apparently we're being told that he's not going to be a vice presidential contender, although he is going to serve as an advisor, and he's been in the Senate for years. He's uncontested, I think, in his last Senate race. But then you have Chris Christie. Chris Christie, Mr. Obama hugger. So that's one guy that we do not need. Hopefully Donald Trump does not choose Newt Gingrich. Not Newt Gingrich. I want him to choose Newt Gingrich, okay? Take that back. Hopefully he does not choose Chris Christie. Number one, there's not enough donut. Never mind, I'm not going to make a donut joke. Although you know that I could. But anyway, so you have Newt Gingrich, and he's a guy that I think would be the best choice out of all this because he's experienced in politics. He knows what he's talking about, and I think he would completely wipe the floor with Elizabeth Warren because more than likely that's who I think is going to be Hillary's running mate. Because you haven't heard much of anybody else, have you? I mean, you saw Hillary partnered up with Elizabeth Warren, and They were touring some state with her. I forget which state it was. I don't think it was Massachusetts, but anyway, Donald Trump nicknamed her Pocahontas. That was just the greatest name. And of course, for those of you who don't know the joke, Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren said that she is Cherokee, and she's whiter than the whitest Irishman that you have ever met, and I can say that because I'm Irish. But that's why I like Myrtle Beach so much. It's the only time I don't look like I'm dead. But anyway, I get that nice tan going on there. No, but I tell you, Elizabeth Warren said that she was somehow Cherokee. And the reason why she identified as being Cherokee, and she also put this in, or put that out on many job applications and on several other various applications for college and everything, trying to get Cherokee ancestry, Native American ancestry to get free college, to get employment, affirmative action. But anyway, she is as white as you can, possibly imagine. But the reason why she said that she's Cherokee is because her mother said, or grandmother, is either grandmother or mother said that her grandfather, I think it was her grandmother said that Elizabeth Warren's grandfather had high cheekbones. So that's where she got the idea that she is Cherokee, from her grandfather's cheekbones. No DNA testing, no confirmed ancestry to Cherokee, to the Cherokee tribe, just that her grandfather had high cheekbones. That's Elizabeth Warren for you. And as a result, she never got any of those privileges of being recognized as being Native American or whatever, because she never verified it. She always has said it, but has never verified it, and has tried to get, handouts because of it. But that just goes to show you. I mean, she's tried to take advantage of the system, and this is the lady that we are now believing to be the potential vice presidential pick for Hillary Clinton. And on top of that, she cheated on her first husband, as we revealed to you on this show a few weeks ago. So, guys, I tell you, this entire race is really being recognized by many as being a vote of lesser of two evils, but when you really get down to it, Donald Trump does not look evil at all when it comes to Hillary Clinton. I mean, Hillary, I would say that she makes Satan look like a saint, but I'm not going to go that far, although you guys can come up with your own assessment of that one. But she's really just... She lies. She was proven to be a liar after we heard of everything that happened regarding the FBI investigation and the email scandal. And I really just do not have any idea how anyone could potentially vote for that woman to be the next president of the United States. The woman has lied repetitively. And there's an article that I've got to look up here in a second, too, because Pastor Ron was telling me about it. I think it was either it wasn't Pastor Ron. It was his brother Patrick was telling me about an article that was in the New York Times, and apparently it had something to do with the FBI investigators placed on a gag order or whatever. But I need to get that to verify. Don't quote me on that yet. I'm going to look it up here real quick. But that is something that is really, really huge, as Donald Trump would say. And let me see, FBI I'm going to just go ahead and Google that real quick because I want to get that up for the next segment. But anyway, apparently there's just a whole bunch of scandalous stuff that's going on with this investigation thing. Gag order. FBI confirmed special secrecy agreements in Clinton email probe, and that's according to FoxNews.com. So yeah, that is, in fact, apparently there was a gag order that was placed on these FBI agents. And see, on top of all that, guys, here's the other thing that's really interesting. They didn't record the conversation between Hillary Clinton and the FBI officials. Didn't record it. What would be the purpose of not recording it? Why wouldn't you record it? Otherwise, you don't have any proof of what took place. They just have a summary of what was said. But they don't have verbatim what she said. They don't have a recording. They don't have a transcript. They have nothing other than what the FBI agent said that she said, which obviously is not going to hold up in court because, number one, they didn't swear in. Number two, they don't have it recorded. Number three, they don't have a transcript. So really, you can't hold anything verbatim against Hillary Clinton because they didn't record any of it. But you know that lies were uttered in that interview. You just know it because she's lied about everything up to this point. So why would she have changed it in that interview? Although if she did change anything, it would be very apparent to the American people what took place. And that's exactly why it wasn't recorded. That's exactly why it wasn't transcribed. That's exactly why there's a gag order placed on these FBI officials.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. So we're here with Pastor Ron from Myrtle Beach Calvary Chapel with our Myrtle Beach affiliate WXMB. So, Pastor Ron, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Caiden. How are you doing?
Doing very well.
All right.
How are you?
Very good.
All right, good. But so tell us a little bit about how WXMB got started and everything that has gone involved into getting on air.
So, Calvary Chapel Myrtle Beach has been here in Myrtle Beach for 14 years. And I had been exposed to radio when I was in California. Yeah. And so when we did move out here and plant the church, I figured, listen, radio is always a great medium, as you know, right? And what better way to get the gospel out, let people know about our church, and play different music that you know that you want to play that no one else is playing, right? I mean, listen, I used to be a DJ in high school on my local radio station. I loved it. Yeah. So some of that is still inside of me. Yeah. That's why we have our Friday night and Saturday night show that just kicks. Yeah. So we had the opportunity, a couple of filings coming up for the FCC to get actually a full-powered station. So 7 years ago, we applied for a 100,000-watt station that would have covered the entire eastern Carolinas. Yeah. We did not win because there was 7 other people and, you know, a lot of factors involved. Well, I figured that was the end of our radio. Yeah. But God is greater than that. And he also knows the desires of your heart. Right. Right. And so, another window came up this time for low power FM, which was really only 100 watts at 100 feet. Right. And, so we applied for that and, that was a interesting process because the Chamber of Commerce also applied for the same frequency. And then so we had something called mutually exclusive. And then we went to them and said, hey, do you know that you filed for a radio station in Myrtle Beach? And they said, no. And we said, well, do you want a station? And they said, no. And we said, well, sign this paper and back out. Yeah. And so they did, and then we won, and that's how we have our frequency. And so last September, 2015, we built the station, and now we're getting close to 1 year.
Yeah, it's fantastic because that's what I was telling you earlier. It just amazes me the range that this LPFM station has because, I mean, we were listening to it coming into Myrtle Beach, and you can hear it all the way to our condo. It's just absolutely fantastic. And being able to get the message of God out there. And one thing that I've seen a lot of Calvary Chapel churches are doing, they're getting involved in the radio ministry. And they've used this new type of radio broadcasting, low power FM radio, to proclaim the word of God and reach more people. And have you been getting a good reception here?
Yeah, and in fact, I would say the first week we turned on, we had people coming through our doors. And again, I don't want to overstate. Yes, that's one of the purposes for the station, but it was really to get good, solid, verse by verse teaching in Myrtle Beach, to which we felt was lacking from the other stations. So I don't want people to think, you know, this is just a Calvary Chapel station. Right. And in fact, during the day, you won't even hear, any ads run about Calvary Chapel. You're just going to hear the Bible teachers. Right. So we've seen people when we're out in the community, people come up to us and say, hey, listen, we're listening to your station. And that's really how we're getting our feedback. I did want to let our listeners know that are out there that, listen, even though you might get our station someday and it's pretty far, the other day may not be so good because we don't have a whole lot of power. So it really depends on the day. Usually in the wintertime, we're going to have a much better signal than the summertime. Yeah. So,
but my show always comes in clear.
But it always comes in clear. And if you're in an area of Myrtle Beach or in Horry County that the signal isn't going, you can go and get our app at the WXMB-FM.com website, and you can take us wherever you want. That's why you can take us to West Virginia.
Yeah, and I go to West Virginia. I listen to you guys in Buchanan, so
there you go.
Always listen to Pastor Ron's show.
That's right.
It comes on 5 o'clock here, 12 o'clock.
And 7:30 in the morning.
There you go. See, he's got it right there.
That's right.
So, yeah, I tell you, it's really just a fantastic station. I mean, and just the quality of it, the way that it
proclaims the Word of God. It's amazing what you guys.
Well, we give God all the glory. It's amazing what God can do to people who are surrendered to what He would have for their life.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not about me. It's not about, and it really isn't necessarily about our church. It's just, a group of people surrendering and listening to the direction of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this. What do you think, because you've been in the ministry for how many years have you?
Over 20 now.
20 years, yeah. What is the best way to witness to somebody, minister to somebody that doesn't know Christ?
Well, actually, I heard someone the other day. We had an event the other day, and this guy that was talking, and he just happened to be Roman Catholic. That had nothing really to do with it, but he had said something that really struck me. He said, you know what? People are so used to seeing this, what the mainstream media or the world puts out as a Christian, right?
Right.
And there's this expectation of what a Christian is. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what the world sees.
Right.
And he said something, and we all believe this,
right.
but he said, it's when someone says something that dawns on you.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know what? We need to act differently than what the expectation is of the world. And I said,
right.
That's exactly what Christianity needs to be. And that needs to be the message. Because sadly, what do we see from the church? I mean, at least the modern church, right? We see churches that are lacking in holiness.
Yeah.
They're lacking in a reverence for God. I mean, you walk into their church service and it's like a concert and a production that's going on. Very little holiness. And listen, I'm not sitting here to beat up on the church. I'm just saying that we need to be different than the world.
Right.
And so evangelism, in my eyes, is something that isn't necessarily in a stadium.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But I think it is really showing them that you're different.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I've talked to someone and I've had to say, that's not what my Christianity is.
Right.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe. Right. So I think the more that we really show them love, because honestly, I don't think that that's what we're showing. Mm-hmm. With the whole homosexuality and the transgender and all of those topics, listen, all they know is what the media tells them about Christians.
Right. Yeah.
So, we had to have a conversation even inside our church. And I feel really strongly that, listen, everybody is welcome here.
Right.
And we need to show them that we truly are different.
Right.
So, how do we do that? We really do show them love. That's not, I'm not saying that we have to, be 100% accepting of their behavior or tolerant, all of that. It's really showing them Christ's love, because when I look in the Bible, I see things different from Jesus.
Right. And see, one of the things that I've even expressed before is that when you look at the research on like homosexuality and everything, where you have 1 in 6 homosexual males that will develop AIDS compared to 1 out of 473 heterosexual males, it's clearly a harmful lifestyle. And that's what sin is overall. It's harm. It harms the sinner. It harms the people who practice it. And what Christians have to present is that love, is that compassion, like what you're talking about, where you have to show them, I love you. That's the reason why I don't want you to participate in this type of behavior, because it harms you.
Right. And show them truth, because I don't know about you. And I mean, you're more on a political level than I am, although I do feel like I add more politics in my messages. Yeah. And it wanes back and forth, but I feel like we're in a nation that doesn't want to know truth. Mm-hmm. So I heard some statistics and, from the Dallas shooting and the Black Lives Matter and all of this, that a police officer is 18 times more likely to be shot from a black armed suspect than the unarmed black man being shot by a white cop. Those are real numbers. Yeah. Those are real numbers from the DOJ. And we're living in a culture and a time that a whole group of demographic of people, they don't want to see those numbers and they don't want to see the truth. And I think it's no different from that group to the homosexual group or whatever group it is. There is a lack of truth.
All right, sit tight. We'll be right back with Pastor Ron after this.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
Caiden Cowger,
Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. We are here with Pastor Ron, very gracious to let me use the WXMB studio to conduct this interview. Thanks again. So anyway, we were talking about really various tactics of the liberal left, and one of the things that the liberal left has done with things like the Black Lives Matter movement, with the LGBT movement, is that they try to cling more to emotionalism, work on people's emotions, rather than clinging to facts.
Right. In fact, so the event we had here at the church, and it wasn't a church-sponsored event. We just welcomed this group in. It was talking about vaccines. Now, that's a hotbed. Yeah. You want to talk about a topic that's a hotbed topic, let's get into vaccines. And I'm not here to say it's A or B, cause and effect or all that. But you know what I've seen is in this country, we do very good with fear. So don't ever base your opinion on fear or your choice on, don't ever base your choice on fear or emotion. And every time you do that, it will always be bad.
Yeah.
So we need to base our decisions on fact.
Right.
And the CDC is saying, this stuff is harmful. There's a reason why they have an account set up for kids that get harmed. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's real fact. But people want to look at different things and not look at the truth. And I think inside the church, my job is to give them the truth. Now, tonight we have Bible study, and so I'm going to be referencing one section from John when Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Yep. The church needs to be, listen, this is the ladder. So tonight I'm teaching on Jacob's ladder.
Yeah.
And, Jesus isn't, he's not showing us the way, he is the way.
Right.
And I think that's the message that is oftentimes lost, is that Jesus is the way, and he says, be ye holy, for I am holy.
Right.
And so, man, I tell you, we have got to get to a place in this country where truth is the overwhelming factor in everything that we do, not emotion and not fear. Because, listen, our government is all about fear. Right. I mean, think about these. Every year there's always a new virus, is there not? Every year.
Right now.
Yeah, we got Zika. What was it before? It was swine flu or the bird flu, or there's always something. I mean, every year the NOAA weather comes out and says how bad the hurricanes are going to be. Yeah. It never happens. Yeah. Because we're in a different cycle right now with the sunspots. I don't want to get science, but they're all about fear, and fear controls a population.
That's the thing, global warming.
Right.
I mean, that's a big thing. Before, back in the 1970s, and I've done clips of this on the show, they were saying that we were going into another ice age.
That's right, ice age.
That was the big thing. We were going to go into another ice age. Global Cooling Time magazine had a big article on it. Now there was an article that was released not long ago. I forget which news organization it was, but they were talking about how potentially we could go into another ice age again. Yeah. So it just goes back and forth. The climate always changes.
Right. And I think it's keeping people in fear. And I think what we need to do inside the church is say, perfect love casts out fear. Right. Right. As a believer and a follower of Christ, honestly, I don't have any reason to fear. Right. Exactly. And when fear grips me, then it controls me, and now it's the fear controlling me, and ultimately the world, or I don't want to say that Satan is necessarily doing that, but that force is, rather than what love is doing in my life, and that's Christ. Absolutely. So I want to be a guy, I want to be the pastor that is going to give you truth, show you love, show you compassion, and say, listen, we don't have anything to fear. We really don't even have anything to fear. Please hear this. Right. Even if Hillary or Trump or whoever is the winner, because I know that even in the Bible, God used Nebuchadnezzar. He used Cyrus. These people weren't saved. These are not leaders that were saved, but he used them for his purposes. So either he is doing something in our nation to sift us like wheat, or he is bringing a revival. And it's all up to him. We do our part because we have that great benefit. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when we push the button, we don't have levers anymore. When we push the button, we say, God, you're in control.
Right. And, that's one of the things that I've, often wondered if it's coming as a revival across the nation, because, even what the Bible says regarding sin, there's only pleasure in sin for a season. You're only going to have pleasure in sin for a limited amount of time before eventually you're going to crash. And eventually, with people completely trying to separate themselves from God and completely turning away from the Word, eventually they're going to crash. And with America becoming more and more involved in sinful ways, I think eventually it's going to potentially cause people to start looking for the answer again and turning back to the church. But that's just something that I've seen happen with a lot of
and you can kind of see that in the millennial data.
Right. Yeah.
It's not huge, but there's hints of like the millennials are the most pro-choice of any demographic in decades.
Yeah.
So there's hints of that. And it's hard to sift through that. I think from my perspective, from a prophecy perspective, or looking at Israel, the Bible says in the end times there will be a falling away, and that word means a departing from the norm, right? And so are we seeing that? Are we seeing a departing from the norm? Well, it's certainly not the 1950s anymore, let alone when I grew up in the 70s. Mm-hmm. So are we departing? I think so. Are we departing as the church? I think so.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to lock down. I pray for revival. I pray. But, when was the last time we had revival in this nation? And you may not get this, but you're pretty
Probably
smart.
In 1980s?
Well,
somewhere around there?
I would say there was a brief revival after 9/11.
9/11, yeah.
Now, it wasn't sustained.
Yeah.
But there was a brief revival.
Well, yeah, that's true, 'cause people started going back to
right,
church.
they were going back to church. It's like Josiah. Remember when they found the law in the temple? They were cleaning out everything. Isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah.
How, we stumbled on the scrolls and God's word inside the temple.
Right.
And they brought it out, and he made everybody stand there and listen to it. And there was a surface type of revival for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And everyone was excited about that.
Right.
And I think that's what 9/11 did. It packed the churches out. And then once they realized, okay, we were going to take it to the enemy, well, I don't need God anymore. Yeah. There's a song right now out by an artist that we play. The artist is NF.
Yeah.
And it's called Oh Lord. He talks about how we only want to pray when we need to pray, or when that time in our life that we're crying out to God. All the other times we don't want to have anything to do with God.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the state of our nation.
Yeah.
We will get on our knees real quick when we see ISIS right on, coming in through the border. But until then, they're over in Syria and Libya. Listen, I just watched that 13 hours about the Benghazi thing, and it just makes you sick and mad that our own government would do that. Yeah. But that's over there.
Right.
It's not here. And until it comes here, I think people are always going to be in that, we don't need God.
Depending on the type of leadership that we get, it could very well come over here.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing.
And that's always been our policy as the United States. Take it to the enemy so they don't come here.
They don't come home, yeah.
But you know what? I have this weird dichotomy, because every time the church got persecuted, it got stronger. Mm-hmm. So I have prayed over the years, Lord, I would pray that persecution would come. Now, that's a very strange thing to say, but I also think that there's something to say about our nation. I mean, when did we really get upset? Well, only when we were attacked in Pearl Harbor. We weren't really upset that Hitler was moving across Poland and to the Czech. It was only until the fight came to us.
Right.
And sadly, I think that's how our nation is. Until the fight comes to us, we really don't think about it. Right.
Well, have to see what happens. But anyway, Pastor Ron, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Great interview.
You're welcome.
So, you're welcome on anytime.
Okay, thanks, Caiden.
All right, take care.
So that was a great interview with Pastor Ron Dosler of Calvary Chapel, Myrtle Beach, and WXMB, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 101.5. If you'd like more information about Calvary Chapel, Myrtle Beach, go to ccmyrtlebeach.com. And also for more information on WXMB, our affiliate down in South Carolina, go to WXMB-FM.com. Be sure to pay them a visit and tell other people about the station and get more listeners tuning in. We'll be right back after this.
Caiden Cowger.
Keeping America straight.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program, where we are broadcasting to you from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, from our affiliate station, WXMB. One thing that I wanted to talk about here, because I was talking about it briefly in the last segment, Patrick was talking to me about this. He was reading the New York Times, I believe, and he saw this article in there about how there was this gag order that was being placed on these FBI agents that were investigating this Clinton email cover-up. And I'm looking into it here, and FoxNews.com reported it as well. Listen to this. This is so absolutely outrageous. Gag order placed on FBI. FBI confirms special secrecy agreements for agents in Clinton email probe. According to FoxNews.com, the FBI has confirmed to a senior Republican senator that agents were sworn to secrecy and subject to lie detector tests in the Hillary Clinton email probe. Extensive Measure 1, former agent said, could have a chilling effect. A July 1st letter sent by a senator deputy to the FBI director James Comey to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Charles Grassley, I think it's Grassley. He's a Republican from Iowa. Detailed the restrictions on the agents. The letter reviewed by Fox News confirms that agents signed a case briefing acknowledgement which says that the disclosure of information is strictly prohibited without prior approval, and those who sign are subject to lie detector tests. The purpose of this form is to maintain an official record of persons knowledgeable of a highly sensitive Federal Bureau of Investigation counterintelligence investigation. The agreement attached to the Grassley letter reads, I, FBI agent, also understand that due to the nature and sensitivity of this investigation, compliance with these restrictions may be subject to verification by polygraph extraction. So they are basically forced to go under a lie detector test, according to this thing. So stupid. The measures show the extent to which the Bureau has gone to keep additional details of the politically sensitive case from going public. While Comey has provided some information on why the FBI did not opt to pursue charges, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, who works for Obama, repetitively ducked questions on specifics of the case at a House hearing on Tuesday. A recently retired FBI agent who declined to speak on the record, citing the sensitivity of the matter, said that a case briefing acknowledgement is reserved for the most sensitive of sensitive cases and can have a chilling effect on agents who understand it comes from the very top and that there has to be a tight lid on the case. Well, guess who would be appointing that tight lid on the case? You know who it is, Obama. Obama, he's in charge of the executive branch. He's the leader of the FBI. He's the leader of all law enforcement, President Obama. So, of course, he's going to do everything that he possibly can to prevent that information from being released to the public because he wants his gal Hillary in there. He wants to see a Democrat elected. He wants to see Hillary Clinton to be a successor. So, of course, he's going to do everything that he possibly can to prevent her from having any damaging information being released before the general election. So he placed that gag order on there. But I am going to tell you, if Donald Trump ends up getting elected and you see Rudy Giuliani replacing Loretta Lynch as Attorney General, Hillary Clinton is done for. And she could very well end up behind bars. That would not surprise me at all. She could very well be thrown in jail if Rudy Giuliani becomes the Attorney General and Donald Trump becomes the president. Because Rudy already said that he's going to pursue charging Hillary Clinton and holding her responsible for this email scandal that has taken place. And she should be held responsible. But President Obama and his little cronies aren't going to do that. Obama is as corrupt as the Clintons because they're helping the Clintons out in their corruption. And see, that's the thing. You have a lot of numbers that are coming out now where a lot of younger people are saying that they're going to vote for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. A lot of the key battleground states like in Florida, Donald Trump is leading. You have Ohio, Donald Trump. You have Pennsylvania, where that's going to come into play. New York. I mean, we haven't had anything in New York since Reagan. But now they're talking about putting that into a battleground state. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you for listening to us tonight. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.